Hey YouTube, this is John with my spokesperson Josh here.
What deck do you got for us today, John?
This is actually another 2003 deck profile to complement the one that we just did of yours. This is my 2003 deck profile. If you guys don't know, if you didn't watch the other video, which you should, it's great. This is a format to which it was April 2003 list, so wasn't too long after the game was created. And we had Harpies at 3 and Graceful at 3, and a couple other things about the list that you'll see in here, but I think that's enough said. Just that bit of knowledge will determine whether this format is for you or not. So let's get into this one. Starting off, we have 2 Gemini Elf. Pretty much the biggest beater without a drawback in this format, so you play 2 of it. You could play 3, but we're just playing 2 in my build, because it's an Earth and that matters. I'm playing 3 Magician of Faith. This is a stupid card. It's just, you get back Pot of Greed, you get back your power spells. We play 3 of them just because it's so good, and hey, it's a light that's super relevant for this particular build. 3 of the Thunder Dragon. This finally got a rarity boost, which is making me really happy in the Legendary Collection combo. This is a big deck in the OCG. Of course, they have the new support cards, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, a light turns Graceful into like just a Pot of Greed on crack, honestly, and it fills your graveyard for Soul and Purity and Light, and that's pretty much what I call this deck, is the Soul of Purity and Light deck. So we got 2 Sinister Serpent. Like Josh said earlier, you don't need 3 of them. 3 is just too much. That's really all there is to it. The 2 Soul Purity and Light. This one has Halo, because apparently in the USA we can't handle a little bit of religious symbolism, but whatever. This is great. This is a Chaos Monster before Chaos Monster route. You banish 2 light monsters from your grave to summon it out, and whenever it's your opponent's battle phase, their monsters lose 300 attack. So that is relevant. So this becomes essentially 2300. So free 2300 monster, in theory.
And it really hurts when you have Gemini Elves out.
Yeah, because it's one of the few monsters that you can just poop out that's big. Not a lot of monsters can just special summon themselves for free that are actually big at this time. 1 Witch of the Black Forest, kind of in bad condition, but honestly, isn't that one of the fun things about playing old formats, is taking out your cards that you just beat to hell as a kid and just using them, put them in your sleeves. Yeah, really great value card. You summon it, you can start beating your opponent down with it, and they're like, either, oh, do I want to defend against this? Do I want to run over it and give them a free card?
Searches literally every monster in your deck.
And this card, I love this card because this card breaks, completely shatters the overextension rule. You can just wall up and set this guy and set Sangan, and they board you, wipe you, and you just plus. It's so good. 1 Sangan.
Worst witch.
Yeah, but still so good for all the reasons I stated above. 1 Bazoo the Soul Eater. He's a big boy.
And is this the pre-eroded Bazoo?
Well, yes, it is. This Bazoo says cards. You can remove from play. I just said remove from play. Whew.
Going back.
Going back. You can banish spells and traps or monsters. Usually you want to banish your spells and traps unless you want to add them off faith, but it's just a great option. It was better back then. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great in format. Gold format too. 1 Jinzo, got that alternate art. Love the alternate art. This card was limited, but great nonetheless.
Stops
really,
Imperial Order.
Yeah, just a really solid card back then. Very iconic card as well, I'd say, from the anime. Cyberjar, that was limited as well. Like I said in the other video, and I believe Josh agrees, you want to try to resolve this on your turn. You can get the most value out of it. You're kind of maybe setting yourself up for a bad time if you use this on your opponent's turn, because then they can just nut out their entire hand on you and just confiscation you, forceful entry, you, Pot of Greed. It could be kind of bad.
Good combo is flipping Cyberjar into your turn and sacking Imperial Order. That's a good one.
Yeah. Or any card with Imperial Order is a pretty good combo in this format. 1 Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer. He's big, and he has an effect, which is something you shouldn't take for granted in this format. He banishes guys. You can banish your opponent's Chinzo from their grave, and so they can't bring him back. And also spells and traps, so they don't bring him back for faith. 3 Graceful Charity. You filter through your deck. These are the star foils. So they're pretty cool. Even though Josh doesn't like star foil, I love star foil. 2 Harpy's Feather Duster. Different arts. You only need 2. You don't need 3. That's all there is to say about that. Suck Steel. Take your opponent's guy. Do whatever you please with it. It's fun times. Confiscation.
Bad card design.
Honestly, it is. It's amazing what a guy with a treasure chest walking away from a screaming lady can do to the game. It can do a lot of bad things. And, okay. Monster Reborn. It's a classic card, good card. I would say of the cards in this format, and compared to the other ones, this is one of the more balanced ones. I would say.
Care to elaborate?
I mean, that and Premature Burial, like, because your opponent just doesn't lose so many of the cards in this format just feel like you're just taking so many things from your opponent. This, you're just kind of, it's a 1-for-1. Yeah, you can get a really strong monster, but it's a 1-for-1. Premature Burial are great, just worse Monster Reborn. I don't know what's going on in that art, though, but who knows.
Religious symbolism, John. We can't be having that now, can we?
Yeah, no.
In
We
our American card game.
Gotta censor that. And then we're gonna have really terrifying monster designs. No, can't have a cross. Change of Heart. Use it on the face downs. Honestly, use it on that face down. Magician of Faith. It really hurts when you use it on face down, and it's like saying again though, so that hurts. Painful choice. My life is a painful choice, but we're not getting into that. You always activate this and choose 2 serpents and 3 Magician of Faith or something else. They always make you add the serpent, but that's really what this card is best used for. Some people just like pick a whole bunch of really powerful spells. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Like you can pick Pot of Greed, all of your Graceful, and maybe one other power card, or just any mix of power cards. But you got to keep in mind you're not going to be seeing those cards anyways, and those cards, most of the cards in there are limited, so be careful with that one. Pot of Greed. It's free. Just free. So good. Dark Hole. For when your opponent is pointing guys out and you want to give it the suck. 1 Halting Boy.
Poorly designed card number 2.
Yes. Round 2 Electric Boogaloo. Upstart. Do you play Upstart in yours?
I do not.
Right. So Upstart was this? I think this was limited. So we just play that just because we want to turbo through our deck that faster to get to our Graceful Charities, our Pot of Greed, just our power spells. Raigeki. Another board wipe. It's the bad Gold Rider one, so don't look at it too long. It's like looking at the sun. You can't look at it too long, or else you burn your eyes out. 1 Call of the Haunted. For Jinza, of course. Mirror Force. Magic Jammer. I just saw I'll show you in a second. Magic Jammer. This is actually pretty good. This was actually limited in the format, surprisingly enough. For when you don't want to pay those life points for Solemn Judgment, I could play 3 Solemn Judgment, but I just choose not to. I like Magic Jammer. Plus, discarding the Serpent is never bad either. Discarding a Light is okay too, to fill your grave up for Soul of Purity and Light. And a quick note, I know I talk about, like, this is a Soul of Purity and Light deck, and you're like, well, you only run 2 of them. Like, yeah, I know I do, but, like, you turbo through your deck so much that you're almost, like, the statistics are where you're seeing them pretty often. 2 Judgment. If opponent would do something that would make you lose this game, flip this and fix that problem. This is why I was giggling a second ago, because I saw that and it just... It's a stupid card. Let's just not even mess around. It is a stupid card. It's just dumb.
Shouldn't have been printed.
Like, it's just dumb, but we have it. We have to deal with it. We have to live with it in our lives. So we do. We carry this burden, and we have to play Imperial Warrior.
The second painful choice of this deck.
It is. But
The painful choice is running it.
yeah, it is. And on that rather sad note, we're gonna end this deck profile. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Have a good day.